Welcome back, guys. I'm Mellowseven. This is Football Manager 2018, and we are with AC Ajaccio in the French League 2. So we've played a couple matches since you've been gone. We didn't get nearly as far as I hoped. Some of that is just normal day-to-day. I didn't have a lot of time today, and some of that is I got on the computer, and lo and behold, Arsenal had finally got rid of Sanchez. So I don't know what to think about Mkhitaryan, right? Is that how we pronounce it? Hopefully I'm saying it right. Henrik, I think, is his first name. I don't honestly... I am ostensibly an Arsenal fan when it comes to British football. Because when I lived in Germany, I got British cable TV. That was the package we got for English-speaking cable on military bases in Germany. At the time, I lived there 98, 99, and into 2000. And as you guys know, Arsenal was kind of unbeatable at that point, literally. And that's who was on TV. That's who we watched. That's who the excitement was about. So, you had the Invincibles on TV, and locally we had Kaiserslautern winning Bundesliga their first year back up. They got promoted and became Deutsche Meisters the same year. So we had some spectacular football to watch locally and on TV. So those are my two big European teams. But after moving back to the States, because at the time soccer wasn't football, wasn't huge in the U.S. The cable, we didn't have the sports TV packages that we have today. And as such, I kind of drifted away. If you saw the scores on ESPN or a little article here or there, you paid attention to it. But I can't say that I actively followed European football in any way, shape, or form. And at least within Bundesliga, Kaiserslautern's dropped back down, so they're no longer watchable here at all, which is a little disappointing. But Arsenal is becoming, and the Premier League in general, are becoming easily watchable in the U.S., especially with NBC Sports carrying games Saturday and Sunday mornings, assuming I can get up early enough to watch them. And so I have been getting back into watching the Gunners, but I don't really have a history with Sanchez. So I only see the snapshot of this year, and what I've seen this year is that he's not really worth keeping. Clearly, the talent is there. The work ethic has not been there this season, I don't believe, mostly because he's not happy. I mean, that's clear. But what we're going to get back with Mkhitaryan, I have no idea. I've heard the name, and I'm sure I've seen matches with him, but not enough to pay attention to. Like I say, I'm very much a casual Arsenal fan at this point, rather than a diehard Raiders fan or Yankees fan, or some other teams. But anyway, it took more time, so it took time away from this evening. But let's go ahead and take a look. We played two matches. We had a draw against Nancy, which is probably fair. I think if you would have asked us at the beginning of the season if I would have accepted a draw against Nancy, I would have said sure. Although this was a home match, which was a little bit disappointing. I felt we played poorly. Gilbod continually intercepted passes between teammates where he got in the middle of stuff and deflected at crazy directions, and it wasn't meant for him. Horrible vision on the field for him that game. He just no situational awareness, right? He just charged into the middle of things and screwed things up for our own team. He stopped two scoring chances single-handedly by intercepting and deflecting passes out of the way that were not meant to him. So it was a little disappointing. I think we have to be happy with the draw. Our team played pretty poorly. Our defense didn't look spectacular, but we got away with it. You can see Joko played a 6.4 back there, and Ferrario a 6.6. So Nathan kept us in it with a 7.2, but it just was a mess. Gilbod didn't deserve a 6.8. He played at 6.2 probably at best. Really disappointed with his play, but nobody really stepped up. We followed that up with the cup match, the Cup de la Ligue, against Reims, and we're going to take a look at the highlights for this. This was, you can see again, our defense wasn't good. Don't be fooled by this 7.5. I'll tell you why Salih had that, but that was a mistake. I didn't mean to leave him in. Remember, he hates big games, right? Isn't that the report on him? Doesn't feel comfortable in big matches. We're supposed to be putting the captain in for this match, and I forgot that Salih was in. So he played he didn't look good as a goalkeeper, but he had an assist. And that's it. This whole thing, this is all one play. This was one pass, and that's what gave him the 7.5. He didn't deserve it. He didn't play well. But let's go ahead, make sure my volume's down a little bit there. I don't think it gives us the sound on these anymore, but let's take a look at key highlights, and we'll kind of roll through, and you'll see what I saw. It was an exciting match for the fans, although it would have been a frustrating match for me. Sometimes I would rather have a more boring game without mistakes than an exciting game with mistakes. So we start things off right here. Noah tosses that in. Mendel manages to clean it back out. Belloc gets it, feeds it across. But no, there we are. We get a nice interception, feed it back in. D'Ambrosio gets it. We got our own guys sitting in the same spot fighting over this. And we got the goal, but kind of despite our own team tripping over each other's feet. Then good, clean play. The problem has been, I think, positioning. We're playing essentially, like 8-year-olds, like what I started with, and we're just chasing the ball rather than being where we need to be. This one kind of bounces around. We managed to clear that one out, but again, not good play. We were all standing in the same place and kind of it just ping-ponged between us. Madu kips this one up, and they get rid of it again. This first few minutes was pretty exciting. See lots of yellow cards. We had the goal. They boot this one long. Now watch. Everybody chases. Everybody chases. There's one guy back here. Nobody's paying attention to him. Nobody's paying attention to him. He just sneaks in the back door. Just bad defense. We all chased there initially, and we gave up our own position. And even when he started to drift back to where he was supposed to be, he wasn't looking around to figure out where he needed to be. So I was a little annoyed at that. But we managed to get back into this one. At that point, it's all tied up 1-1. Gilbod chips this one out to the corner to Jigla. I was getting ready, and beautifully done. Kinsombi comes in. I was getting ready to set Jigla down for a few games because he hasn't been good lately, but he was spectacular in this one. I think he had 3 assists. So he earned his place back up. But we get back in, we're up, and then that was just, could have gone either way. It's a nice attempt. Gilbod tries to feed it into Ambrosio. They managed to clear it out. Nicely done. Pepe feeds it up. Now watch. Everybody went this way, then everybody went this way. And nobody's paying attention to Pages back here. So same thing. We're all chasing the ball. We chased it this way. We chased it back. And they're not paying any attention to the actual players that are coming in behind them. So 2 goals I was really frustrated to give up. At this point, I actually went in and issued the shout to hold their positions better. So hopefully less. That doesn't mean they're going to pay attention to what's going on around them, but at least hopefully it means they're not going to run out of position chasing the ball. Jigla manages to feed this one back in. Beautifully done up to Noah Barbier. Barbier's been spectacular for us. Barbier, probably. I don't know what it is. I'm not a huge fan of wingers, but we've got a lot of really spectacular use out of them this year. This may be our 3rd season in a row. There we go. See, we came out, we watched the players. It didn't matter because there we go. They talk about the inexplicable goal that we just gave up. Because why? Because we've got Salih in goal. And he hates big games and he's not paying attention. And he just lets it drop in behind him. I mean, it was a stupid goal. Total fluke, it says there at the bottom. It wasn't a fluke. It was Salih playing terribly. But you know what? He makes up for it here in a couple minutes here. Anyway, as I was saying with our attacking wingers, this may be our 3rd season in a row where we have a winger set, and a different winger every time, set the team record for assists. Noah's closing in on it. He had 12 before this game. I don't think he had the other assist. No, I know he didn't actually. So he didn't get an assist here. So he's got 12. The record is 15. And this game is essentially at the halfway point. We've played 19 league games, so he's got lots and lots of time left to get, 3 more assists. He should absolutely smash the record. And here's why Salih has a 7.5. Right here. This may be the goal of the season, or at least the assist of the season. And their players just let Kinsombi walk through. He takes a couple steps, slots it home, and that's how we win the match. We won it. I shouldn't be too critical, but you can see 15 shots to 12. We had 3 clear-cut, 2 half. They had 2 clear-cut, 3 half. Long shots aplenty. They had a slight edge. It was a pretty even match. And I think you could say that the goals that were scored less because of attacking brilliance and more because of defensive lapses, which isn't something that excites me. But it excited the reporters apparently. So a draw in the league and a win at Reims. This is going to take us up to, who do we play? It already told us. No, that's just telling us we have to do that. Here we go. We get Toulouse, which is appropriate. I'm a fan of Toulouse-Lautrec, so why not play Toulouse FC? I know I'm reaching for that one. Maybe there's some defensive lapses on my part as well. Anyway, so that's who we're going to have in our next Cup de la Ligue match. And so let's go ahead. And tonight, you can see we had Stade Lavenwall because I worked so hard on learning how to pronounce Lavenwall. And I'm still not on it, I know, but I've been practicing. I'm getting better. That's who we're going to play today. So things are tightening up a little bit here. You can see we do have a match in hand. SM Con, something like that. We're going to go with that. They're within a game of us, right? I mean, if we drop this, we're in a draw. We do have goal differential, but not by a lot. 2 goals. It's tight. And you can see Brent, what's the rest of the name? Bretois 29. I could see the Stade Bretois. I was thinking there was something more than a number past there, but they're not far back at 41 points. We are beginning to get a little bit of a gap. We've got a 10-point gap between Lavenwall and Nancy. But you know what? I haven't been doing my part. Like I said, we had a draw against Nancy. I couldn't, in the head-to-head, I couldn't pull away. And if we fail somehow against Lavenwall, we're same type of issue. We need to win these games. So to that end, we've put Rippard back in. I don't know if this counts as a big game for them, but it counts as a big game for me. So I want my big game goalkeeper in there and the captain of the team. I have adjusted the team a little bit. I've taken Joko Zakov out. He has not been spectacular lately. We can take a look at the report form, and you can see it's just 6'4", 6'4", 6'8", 6'7". It's been a while since he's played well. And you can see he's kind of mostly downward trended at this point. Week 4 was our best game with him. So I'm putting him on the bench for this one. We'll run Matteo Simon and Nathan Dominici here in the middle. And they haven't been spectacular either, but 6'9", 6'9". They haven't been bad. Both of those are slightly better than a 6'7", 4. We're going to run Baptiste Mason out here. I don't really want him on the right. Let's give him a game on the left. We'll give him a game on the right, and let's put Ferrario in. He hasn't been spectacular either. You know what? No, I'm going to sit Joko completely. We'll use Ferrario as a center if we need a center sub. This gets us left, right, center there. And we're going to put Flavius in. Like I say, star-wise, he's not great. And he's also a little bit on a downward trend, but he's still averaging 7.28 over the last 5. So I think we can go with it. And he's just not he's got good marking. He's got decent tackling. His positioning's okay. His only real negative is that he doesn't have acceleration. That's the issue with him. But I think we'll throw him in there. I've also decided to put Nikolai in there. Vasily, he's finished his French learning class, so hopefully that's going to help with his play, because 6'4", is by far probably the worst on the team. Yep, by a chunk. But we're going to run up. There's a poacher with Kinsambi on support as a target man. That's my plan. We'll see how it goes. Also, we've still got Gilbod. I just haven't been happy with him. He's been pretty much just a constant 6'8", 6'7". He hasn't done much, and like I say, it seems to be getting in the way lately. Fair's been asking for some more playing time, but he's always been talked down by the captain. He hasn't made a pain of himself, so we're going to give him some more play time. Now, he's had 9 starts, so he hasn't done terribly, especially as somebody marked for rotation, but let's put him in. He's a very creative player. He's got that 16 flair, good composure, good decisions, decent vision, and great acceleration. And then we're going to run Madu as a defensive, as a ball-winning midfielder. Even though he hasn't been great at that, he's been a much better playmaker. But in theory, he's good at it. So, he likes Carrillo, he likes Mazzala, he likes ball-winning midfielder. Well, would we rather do left foot reasonable, right foot very strong? One of these is essentially a box to box that doesn't go into the box, and I don't remember which one is which. Let's check really fast. Maybe we could do that. So he still has defensive. He's still supposed to come back with defensive, but not necessarily. Let's put that on support. Which one? That's the drift wide. We don't need that. Is it this one? Yes, the shuttler. This is the one we want right here. Part of a midfielder 3 or 2 central and diamond. We're not playing a diamond, but he's supposed to work box to box, just not going into the box. He likes it, so we'll give it a try. It means he can be a little bit more involved in the attack than if he was just a straight ball-winning midfielder. I don't know if that's going to solve the problem or not. Is Fair more left or right? He's right only, so we'll leave him on the right. Madu, as we saw, has a decent left foot. All right, so we are on the road for this one. Oh, it's my sister's birthday. December 21st. Shortest day of the year. I always make fun of her for that. He only has 2 talks there. I expect to win tonight. Nobody seemed to like it, but I'm going to put... I've got my goalkeeper that can handle pressure, so I'm going to put a little on him and see what happens. We need this. So let's see if we can get something out of it. I did, by the way, I'd wondered why Monaco's name was highlighted the way Ajaccio's was in the scores and everything. And then I realized that they're one of our, whatever it's called, associate clubs, whatever the term is. So I think maybe we see if we can get a loanee from them. The agreement is that we can loan players from them with no conditions, essentially, but that they can pull them back whenever they need them. So I'm kind of thinking maybe we see if they've got somebody we like. I mean, like everybody on their starting team, like their cheapest player was like 3.4 mil or something like that. So on the starting team, I haven't looked at the reserves yet, but I'm sure we can find somebody there that's going to be an upgrade for us. And see if we can pull off a loanee that way. We've also got about 4 or 5 smaller clubs that we are also associated with, and I kind of looked through them. Most of them have great players with no real stars, and maybe 3 or 4 players that are real players, so to speak. So there's not a whole lot there for us to go up, but we could, if we were trying to get rid of maybe a troublemaker, we could possibly send somebody down to help them out. Not getting much going on in this game. They've been slightly better than we have. Our shooting's been a little bit better. They had a clear-cut chance, though, and their shooting has continued. I think we just see kind of how the half goes. Fair wanted the play time, but he's not making the most of it. And not much from our strikers either. Although if our cop Jello, say hello. Now get down. Jello just felt the need to jump up and get on the keyboard, which is why the game mysteriously paused and also left the screen for me for a little bit. So it does make it harder to play the game with the cat on the keyboard. Come on, baby. I know. All right. I think we yell at him. I think that's the first bit. I think we go aggressive. Far from pleased. Who's not happy with that? Madu, fine. That's fine. You can sit down. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. I'll put Martin in. He also is a fairly... he's got good vision, but not a lot of flair. But good teamwork, great passing. I think we give him a try. See how it works. He hasn't played spectacular for us. I had high hopes for him. I haven't really got much out of it. Do we not? Oh, do we put Ambrosia back in? Let's give it a try a little bit like this. Like I say, Vasily hasn't been great for me. He's such a creative player, but it just hasn't worked. He's one of those players with numbers that I thought would be good. And it's just, and Kinsambi's playing, he's dragging Kinsambi down too. So we're going to give it a couple more minutes here. And I think that's it. We're not seeing anything happen. Swap there. False 9. Let's put him on attack. And I think I'm actually going to drop him back as... You know what? Let's try Trey Karista, and we'll leave him as on support here. Let's see how that works. See if we can get some... I haven't tried the Trey Karista this season. Well, in Football Manager 2018, I don't think. It's possible. But we're not getting much out of this one either. Okay, there we go. Let's see. Can we get something going, Jiggler? Come on, I left you in because last game you were great. It's up to Kinsambi, out to Theo, or Noah. Why do I keep calling him Theo? It was a good chance, but we just couldn't get anything out of it. It counted as a... no, it didn't count as a chance at all. I thought it was a chance. Oh, they were offsides, but it went off the post. I'm going to do a quick demand more. We may get another draw here today. We're having trouble pulling away from these teams. It's funny because before the Nancy match, their goal manager essentially said we were overachieving a bit. And then, you get all the questions. Are they being patronizing? They said nice things about you, but did they really mean snide things? As the reporters try to stir up, shit between the coaches. You can be okay, Baptista? Well, we'll get you out. It looks like you're recovering, but we don't have a whole lot of time left. So, let's put Gilbot in over there. See how he does. Anyway, I said, they played well. Let them enjoy it. It may not last. And apparently my words were prophetic because if it ends this way, it'll be 2 draws in a row in league matches against top 5 teams that we should be trying to pull away from. And that's only going to leave us a 1-point lead over second place. Come on, can we steal this one here at the end? 94 minutes left. Can Kinsambi take the shot? He just stood on it. He just watched it. Oh my gosh. I wish we had better clock. Oh, was he offsides? Okay, maybe that's what happened. I'll accept that. We got outplayed. I mean, that's all there is to it. Flavius, though, played great, 7.5. So it wasn't on him. He was the right way. But our defensive center continues to be an issue. With Matteo Simon playing horribly. 6 point, and Dominici for that both. Both were terrible. Oh my gosh. What time is it? 24. All right. Well, it looks like we've got our winter break starting here. He's been just absolutely garbage. I might send him down to the reserve team. We've got some interest in some of our players, including Jigla. We do have Luke Chauvin, so that's not necessarily the end of the world. I'd rather keep him, but let's take a look at our reserve team real fast and see if there's anybody that we might be interested in kind of bringing up. I'm going to put him by position. We do have some. We've got a lot of potential here. This team really, their reserve team is loaded potential-wise. They're just young, 15, 16. 17 here for Adrian. Adrian LaRue, that's a good name. We do have a couple youngsters here. Samir's played well. You can see he's got 7 goals with reserves. And he does have good first touch and some acceleration, a little bit of flair. But I don't think he's quite ready for the the top leagues yet. Jean-Baptiste, he's on loan at SC Bastia. And again, he's close, but you know what? I mean, 2 stars is as good as we get. Axel here is here, and he's close to the 2 goalkeepers we have, to be honest. I just don't need 3 goalkeepers on the senior team. Let's take a look at the under-19s. And again, we've got a lot of talent down here. We've got Conan. Who doesn't want a player named Conan? Axel Grosboy. Whatever. At 2 stars as well for a striker. And you can see he's a little bit better than the other kid. We might want to swap those 2 with great physicals, good determination. But again, finishing is only 6. That makes life a little difficult as a striker. And Gregory Grimaldi here, he's got a finishing of 14 with some flair. Unfortunately, off the ball is only a 7. So, and anticipation's only an 8. So he's got a little bit of game intelligence stuff to work through. And the physicals aren't spectacular, but he's fast. He's kind of that fast, skinny kid that, only a strength of 5, a balance of 4. He's 15 years old. I mean, what do you expect, right? But good finishing, good technique. I think he's going to be great in the long run. Now, I don't really see anybody here that I think we absolutely need on the senior team. Let me check to make sure that I do, in fact, know what I'm talking about. And, yeah, it looks like we've got a couple weeks off. Not really full winter break there. Doesn't look like we really get one, does it? I mean, we play a full 4. We played 4 games in December. We're going to play 4 games in January. 5 games in January, including the Toulouse match. And we've got Saint Etienne in the Coupe de France next. We need to win one more match. This is one we're supposed to win to match our objectives. You can see reach the 10th round. We're in the 9th. We did really well in the Coupe de la Ligue. Quarterfinal, we were only supposed to reach the 2nd round, so we've done excellent there. Well gone well beyond. What else should we look at the halfway point here really fast? Finances are great. You can see last year at this time we were in the red, and we're at $3.5 million in the black at the moment. We're doing great. If we spent our transfer budget, we could put them to $1 million in a hole, but there's no need at the moment. And board loves us. We're no longer 100%, but I think 94% we can accept. I think that's fine. We got most of our spots filled. I do need to find a head physio. I tried to hire a couple of them, and we're just not paying high enough for them. So, is what it is. And let's take a look at us really quickly. Profile. We've got some double digits. Man management's up to 12. Mental's at 12. Attacking's at 11. A lot of 10s in there. But this is it. We only got one more boost left, really. We've got the last studying for the last coaching license. So I think that's going to do it for this episode. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you're enjoying it. Thumbs up if you are. Thumbs down if you're not. Don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Cheers.